Hey guys, Liam here. Welcome back to another Steam Deck and Linux news video, and I've got some real goodies to talk about right now. First up, because I'm quite excited about this, JZUX have now released more colours that you can order for the Steam Deck backplate, so you can actually go and buy them right now. JZUX also sent me over their clear backplate, which I messed around for a bit for a quick video for you, and I have to say, honestly, I'm genuinely really impressed with it. In the box, they give you a set of different buttons that you can choose based on what you prefer. There's a little screwdriver, extra screws, a little plastic thing to help you pry off the original backplate, and little finger condoms to prevent static, which were quite amusing to put on. The hardest part of this was actually getting off the original backplate, which actually took me quite a while. The little plastic thing that they give you was just a bit too soft at the end, but the rest was ridiculously simple. I was expecting far more problems than I had. I really didn't have any issues getting this on at all. The buttons on it feel great and click in nicely, and it looks awesome, and the fit was just perfect. I did see a few reports of people whose fit wasn't quite right, but like with anything you buy anywhere, there's always going to be a few. But I was really surprised by this overall. I'm quite likely going to just keep it on because I love the look of it so much. It reminds me of my original Game Boy Pocket that was see-through. Although I'm totally going to be ordering myself the blue one, or maybe the purple, or maybe just all of them because they look great. I'm a big fan of this, so thanks JZUX for sending one over for me to have a look at. Just remember, if you're going to do this, take out the SD card before you do anything. Thankfully, I remembered this time and didn't snap it in the slot like I did sometime last year. And it sounds silly to say, but this might make me use the Steam Deck even more. I'm excited about it all over again because of a backplate. Next up, for those of you who missed the mention of this in my Sons of the Forest video, the performance tool Cryo Utilities 2.0 is out now. This can help you smoothen out certain issues in a bunch of games as it contains many different tweaks and it's easier than ever to use. It's also an essential tool for certain games that cause the Steam Deck to crash due to filling up on the RAM. Now, to be clear, this is not magic. A lot of games won't see any difference. It's only certain games and certain cases it will help at all. Installing it is super easy in the newest version though, just downloading the installer from GitHub on your desktop, running it and letting it grab the other bits it needs to download, and then it will add the shortcuts to your desktop where you can run it, enter your root password, and then just use the recommended settings. Next up, Proton Experimental, the version of Proton that gets all the fixes first before rolling out to the main version of Proton, got a nice little update recently that contained these fixes. It fixed No Man's Sky VR mode not working after a recent game update, so that's more for the Linux desktop. It fixed No Man's Sky crashing when using a controller after a recent update. It also fixed the intro video not playing in Wo Long Fallen Dynasty demo. It fixed Pentiment not working on desktop, fixed Locoland rendering the main menu incorrectly, and it also fixed up Deus Ex Human Resolution Director's Cut hanging indefinitely on exit. If you already have Proton Experimental installed, it just shows up as an update in your downloads. But if you don't, you can just search for Proton in your Steam library, not the store, your Steam library, and select it there where you can install it. To set it actually on a game, you just go into the game properties menu, then to compatibility, tick the box and select it from the drop-down. Next up, I just wanted to touch on two bits of wider thoughts across the net about the Steam Deck because it just goes to show how things can change. Like The Verge, for example, are basically telling people to stick with the Steam Deck and not the new Ayaneo 2. Now, as someone like me who has covered Linux for many years, seeing such a well-known website say, and I quote here, "Or you can buy a Steam Deck, a Linux game system that, believe it or not, works better than this Windows machine." That is just crazy. IGN even continued to love it as well. They're continuing to talk about how much they enjoy it, with one of their writers saying it's still their favourite way to game. Seeing all the continued love for the Steam Deck and the top quality support from Valve just fills me with hope about the future. Are you wanting a quick way to record a game on Steam Deck? Well, there's now a Decky Loader plugin just for that available in the Decky Loader plugin store as a one-click install, and it seems to work pretty okay. What I'm showing you here is a quick clip of Wreckfest that I actually did a full video on recently, but this was captured using the Decky Loader recorder, and honestly, I'm quite surprised by how well it works. I will note though, it does bring down game performance because of course running a game and doing the recording at the same time pushes the hardware more. But if you just want a quick way to capture a clip of something to send to somebody, this seems to work pretty well. Now on to the game section. First up, Dream Scraper. It's an endlessly replayable action roguelike with an update that recently made it Steam Deck verified. As the developer said, they revisited their game to focus on performance, usability and readability of the text and UI for the Steam Deck. It's great to see more developers focus on it. Another fun one is the free-to-play Battle Royale Totally Accurate Battlegrounds, as they recently swapped out their anti-cheat and they're now using Easy Anti-Cheat, and they enabled it for Linux and Steam Deck so it works out of the box. You'll probably need to tweak the controls a bit and adjust some of the graphic settings a bit lower, but overall it actually does work quite nicely. The clips that you're seeing here are me playing it on Steam Deck directly, and as you can see it does work and it runs reasonably well. Naturally, I played a whole lot more than just what I'm showing you here to make sure it was good enough, but perhaps it's just another free game for you to download and give it a run when you're bored. It's not a serious game at all. It has super wobbly character physics and it's a bit ridiculous, but actually a lot of fun as well. And with the newer anti-cheat, hopefully the experience will be better overall. Another great game pick for you here is the comic book styled Fury Unleashed. It's an action platformer roguelike that also had a big upgrade recently with it being Steam Deck verified. The developers note they worked on better controller support, they improved the interface for the Steam Deck, there's better graphics options for Steam Deck and more. And I've actually played this one myself on PC and it is a nice game. Go check out Fury Unleashed. Another is for those of you who like twin stick shooters that are powered by music. You want to go and check out Beat Hazard 3. This game can even use your own music and it looks absolutely intense. The developer noted recently how they went back and made a huge performance improvement for playing it on Steam Deck. So it could be another one for you to take a look at if you're after a new game. To finish up the game section here, just a note that Marvel's Spider-Man Remastered was updated again recently. And the developer mentioned that along with fixing up some other issues like temporary freezing, there was also a fix for Steam Deck that could cause it to crash when changing settings. So it should be an even better experience web slinging on Steam Deck now as well. And just a shout out to Valve because it has now been just over a year since the Steam Deck released. And I already did a slightly early video talking about it 1 year on that you should see pop up in the corner about the progress of it. And I'll just reiterate that it has been an amazing ride and I continue to be simply amazed by this Linux-powered gaming device. And I am ridiculously excited about the future of the Steam Deck, aren't you? That's it for this video, and as usual, all source links will be in the description, and I'll have plenty more to come in future videos. I've got a lot of plans. Please do hit like, subscribe to follow along, and leave me a comment to help the channel and let me know what you think. That's it for now. See you later.